cyclone and I'm finding every dial tone and static in the air. Got a plasma kind of stature and a tempest little nature, and I'm beating every danger of the friction everywhere. I'm flashing and I'm dashing and I'm always in a mashing all the voltage and the clashing of the thunder in the veins. It's a kinetic little fable with the silver-plated cable, and I'm standing at the table of the spirits in the rain. Shine light shiver, making every muscle quiver in a gale like a river, but I'm clinging to the flash. I got the nickel inside of the linings of the Parker, like a bullet on the marker of the eye. Plasma liberation, let it strike. Hunting the Joe where the thunder wind flies. Yeah. Electric pulse, frantic tongue, leaving the weak unstrung. In the slate color cloud, where the ghosts of all clung. Where the ghosts have all clung. Potential and the sequential, I'm blazing through the essential inside of the circuit with the heavy strike. Got the kick and the snare and the menacing glare, and I'm never gonna scare when the lightning hits the pike. I am the generator pilot with the power of the riot, and I'm breaking every quiet while the pulse is engaged. Got no panic in the wire when the bolts are on fire, and the gritty electric guitar is the only thing paged. High frequency grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the storm on the hand. I seize the apex of the friction and I'm holding the over man who can never be trapped in the middle of the land. Pointing to the middle of the blazing sky. I am the master of the disaster, moving even faster than the people who are never ever gonna try to fly. Plasma liberation, let it strike. Hunting the Joe where the thunder wind flies. Yeah. Electric pulse, frantic tongue, leaving the weak unstrung. In the slate color cloud, where the ghosts have all clung. Static dream, nickel soul. Nigga strike.
Dusty lo-fi beat it.
Keep the rhythm grounded. Let the ink bleed. I'm digging through this inner with the motive of the Vienna, and I'm searching for the Hannah, for the signal in the clay. Got a parchment kind of stature and a rugged little nature, and I'm beating every danger of the hunters in the stray. I'm weaving and I'm cleaving and I'm never really leaving the bottom of the valley with a relic on the skin. It's a fable in the cradle of the sturdy little table, and I'm taking every label of the virtue and the sin. My mahogany flicker making every vision thicker in a forest getting slicker, but I'm clinging to the bark. I got the granite inside of the lining of the vessel, like a mallet on the chisel of the spirit in the dark.
Umber vibration,
Let it grow.
chasing the echo where the moss winds blow.
Yeah.
Steady pulse, rapid tongue, leaving the weak unstrung. In the ochre mist where the ancestors have flown.
Yeah. Check the lineage and the vintage, I'm blazing through the village and amazing every image in the temple of the bone. Got the kick and the snare and the shadowy little glare, and I'm never gonna scare when I'm standing on the throne. I'm a rhythm revolter with the power of the jolter, and I'm leaving every photo while the hustle is refined. Got no doubt in the ear when the thunder is near, and a raw electric guitar is the only thing aligned. High voltage winning while I'm constantly beginning every chapter of the spinning of the clover on the hand. I take command of the task, and I'm dropping every mask of a man who can never ever be guilty of the band. Marrow at 1,000 pulses per second, while the tundra stays frozen. Can you feel the roots?
Umber vibration, let it grow. Chasing the echo where the moss winds blow.
Yeah.
Steady pulse, rapid tongue, leaving the weak unstrung. In the okra mist where the ancestors have flown.
Bark dreams, clay soul, stay ancient.
I'm drifting on the basalt floor with the vision of the ancient Lord, and I'm knocking on the limestone door to find an eternal light. Got a jolt up, a sanded breath in the battle with the inner death, and I'm avoiding every single step for the reapers in the night. I'm stalking and I'm walking and I'm always interlocking all the static and the shocking of the beast within the cave. It's a riddle in the middle of the heavy little griddle, and I'm never gonna settle for the shackles of a slave. Jasper glow shimmer, making every vision dimmer in the canyon like a swimmer, but I'm holding to the flint. I got the quartz inside of the pockets of the jacket, like a bracket of the racket of a natural little bling.
Valley cat vibration,
Tracking the flame through the desert's bed. Steady pose, rap along, shedding the wheat unstrung in the verbal mix where the vultures have all clung. Scan the topography in the raw geography. I'm printing the iconography inside of the cavern with the heavy strike. Every kicking is staring, the menacing glaring. I'm never gonna scare when I'm riding the lightning on a spiky pike. I'm a painless commander with the soul of a salamander, when I'm sitting there stranded while the hustle is intense. Got no fear in the brain when the thunder is playing, and the gritty electric guitar is the only defense. Low frequency grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the wine. Another talent on the soul. I seize the throne of the stone, and I'm holding the own of a man who can never be trapped in the middle of the hole. Spirit of the 1,000 degrees of heat, while the canyon stays cold. Watch the spark.
rally guide vibration,
Let it spread. Tracking the flame through the desert bed. Steady coals, rapid lungs, shedding the weak unstrung in the burial mist where the vultures have all come. Tough skin, deep wind, stay gritty.
tough skin, tough skin, tough skin, tough skin.
Keep the flint sparking. Let the cadence run. trenches with the knowledge of the drenches, and I'm fixing every wrenches of the current in the tide. Got an Asia kind of vision and a liquid little mission, and I'm beating every vision of the pressure on the side. I'm drifting and I'm shifting and I'm always heavy lifting all the bubbles and the sifting of the salt within the deep. It's a benthic little fable with a flexible cable, and I'm never feeling stable with the promises I keep. Till I shiver, making every shadow quiver in a cavern like a liver, but I'm clinging to the reef. I got the landing inside of the lining of the jacket like a bracket of a natural little thief, yeah. Pearl vibration, let it flow, chasing the echo where the kelp winds blow, yeah. Steady pulse, rapid tongue, leaving a weak unstrung in the cobalt mist where the sirens have a climb. Check the buoyancy and the fluid little poignancy. I'm blazing through the buoyancy inside of the abyss. Got the kick and the snare and the watery little glare, and I'm never gonna scare when the sharks are in the mist. I'm a rhythm navigator with the power of the skater, and I'm dropping every trader while the tide is alive. Got no doubt in the mind when the current is aligned, and a clean electric guitar is the only thing I drive. High octane spinning while I'm constantly beginning every chapter of the thinning of the ink upon the skin. I take command of the ship and I'm cracking a whip of a man who can never be allowed to sink into the sea.
Pulse at 1,000 knots per second, while the ocean stays still. Can you feel the drift?
Pearl vibration, let it flow, chasing the echo where the kelp winds blow, yeah. Steady pulse, rapid tongue, leaving a weak unstrung in the cobalt mist where the sirens acclaim.
Coral dreams, salt soul, stay deep.
Điều đó không tuyệt đối để hơi thở đong bằng.
Yeah. I'm boring through the permafrost with the notion of the values lost, and I'm counting every single cost of the spirit in the ice. Got a diamond kind of clarity and a frozen little rarity, and I'm beating every charity of the demons with the dice. I'm sliding and I'm colliding, and I'm always overriding all the static and the tiding of the blizzard in the vein. It's a glacial little fable with the rugged Arctic cable, and I'm sitting at the table of the monsters in the plain. Polar light shiver, making every vision quiver in the tundra like a river, but I'm clinging to the frost. I got the nitrogen inside of the lining of the parka, like a bullet on the marker of the legacy I crossed. Arctic immersion, hunting for the glow where the sea is no, yeah. Fluid logic, frantic brain, leaving the surface pain in the Navy zone where the echoes remain. Decommersion, hunting for the glow where the sea is no, yeah. Fluid logic, frantic brain, leaving the surface pain in the Navy zone where the echoes remain.
check the viscosity and the raw ferocity. I'm printing the velocity inside of the crevice with the heavy strike. Got the kick and the snare and the menacing glaring. I'm never scared when I'm skating on the spiky pike. I am the tundra pilot with the power of the rugged, and I'm breaking every quiet. But dynamos engaged. Got no panic in the crank when the bolt is so rank, and the gritty electric guitar is the only thing paged. Absolute zero grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the talent on the core. I seize the apex of the magnet, and I'm holding the own of a man who can never be trapped in the middle of the goal.
Neurons firing at 1,000,000 miles per second, while the glacier stays still. Watch the fracture.
Arctic immersion, hunting for the glow where the sea is no. Fluid logic, frantic brain, leaving the surface pain in the Navy zone where the echoes remain. Immersion, hunting for the glow where the sea is no. Fluid logic, frantic brain, leaving the surface pain in the Navy zone where the echoes remain. Diamond drain, our soul stay frozen. With the vision of the garment, and I'm finding every ointment for the lesion in the soul. Got a russet kind of texture and a rugged little gesture, and I'm beating every pressure of the forces on patrol. I'm gliding and I'm hiding, and I'm always overriding all the static and colliding with the specters in the hall. It's a vintage little fable with the mahogany table, and I'm standing on the gable at the bottom of the fall. Okay, heat tremble, making every spirit assemble in a gallery to resemble, but I'm clinging to the brass. I got the nicotine inside of the lining of the vest, like a bullet on the crest of the history in the glass.
Amber throb,
Let the antique pull.
trailing the glim where the incense is full.
Yeah, swift psyche, heavy lung, leaving the hollow one strung in the sepia vapor where the legacies are clung. Check the clockwork and the parallax as I'm blazing through the axles inside of the castles with the heavy cloud. Got the kick and the snare and the shadowy glare, and I'm never gonna scare when the riddles start to spout. I am the manuscript pilot with the power of the riot, and I'm shattering the quiet while the ticking is engaged. Got no panic in the blood when the flow is like a flood, and the blues sample guitar is the only thing staged. High fidelity grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the relic on the hand. I seize the vertex of the attraction, and I'm holding the own of a man who can never be trapped in the middle of the land. Condition in the marrow when the pathway is a narrow little arrow pointing to the middle of the ancient ball. I am the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with the rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fall.
Amber throb,
Let the antique pull.
trailing the glim where the incense is full.
Yeah, swift psyche, heavy lung, leaving a hollow unstrung in the sepia vapor where the legacies are clung.
Amber throb, trailing the glint where the incense is full.
russet visions, tobacco core, end of the archive.
Gliding on the slate with the vision of the manganese, finding every state in the middle of the winter breeze. Got a malachite kind of motion and a steady little pace. I'm beating every notion from the shadows in the space. I am drifting, I am shifting, I am always self-aligning, leaving all the friction and the heavy dust behind me. It's a resonance fable on a granite plated table, standing on the cable where the spirit is the label. Slate tend to tremble, making every image mutate in a canyon to resemble, but the hand is clutching fade. Malachite vibration, let the resonance drag, tracking the pulse where the heavy hours lag. Slowing intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence beyond. In the graphite colored fume where the silence is all bound. Check the topography in the silent chronicle. The flow is moving easy through the rugged glass spectre. Got the thud and the clatter and the mellow little chatter, and I'm never gonna shatter when the visions start to scatter. I am the tundra pilot with the power of the riot, but I'm keeping everything quiet while the universe is engaged. No terror in the sinew when the path is long and narrow, when the blues is sample guitar's the only thing paged. High fidelity grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the relic on the hand. In the vitals and the root is clear, pointing to the middle of the atmosphere. I am the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with a rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fall. Malachite vibration, let the resonance drag, tracking the pulse where the heavy hours lag. Slow intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence beyond. In the graphite colored fume where the silence is all bound. Slate visions, manganese core, end of the resonance. Tearing through the feldspar with the motive of the low star, and I'm finding every parallax in the middle of the shell pit. Got a bismuth kind of glistering, a deadly little blister, and I'm beating every sister of the demons in the veil hit. I'm piercing and I'm fueling and I'm constantly overruling all the friction and the dueling of the monsters in the deep void. It's a jagged little fable with the mic
plated table, and I'm never feeling stable with the gravity that I'm cloyed. View the light tremble, making every molecule a symbol in a canyon to resemble, but I'm clinging to the mica dust. I got the tantalum inside of the linings of the jacket, like a mallet on the packet of the racket in the upper crust. Opal tremor, seeking the glint that the fingers can't touch. Yeah. Frantic neuron, heavy breath leaving a silence, death in the pewter vapor where the spirits find the sheet. Check the tectonics and the mnemonics, I'm breaking the harmonics inside of the cavern with the heavy cloud. Got the thud and the rattle and the bitter little battle, and I'm never gonna straddle when the tide begin to spout. I'm a parallax pilot with the power of the riot, and I'm crushing every quiet while the chasm is engaged. Got no terror in the visceral when the error is a chimer, and the clean blues riffs are the only thing staged. Low frequency grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the strata on the hand. I seize the apex of the attraction, and I'm holding the own of a man who can never be trapped in the middle of the land. Tantalum in the sinew when the vision is a menu of the chaos in the middle of the unseen black. I am the master of the friction, moving past the fiction with addiction that is never ever gonna make it back. Opal tremor, seeking a glint that the fingers can't touch. Yeah. Frantic neuron, heavy breath leaving the silence, death in the pure vapor where the spirits find their sheet. Opal tremor, seeking the glint that the fingers can't touch it. Frantic neuron, heavy breath leaving the silence, death in the pure vapor where the spirits find their sheet. There's my vision. Treading on the terracotta with the optics of the lapis, and I'm navigating every vector for the nectar in the chalice. Got a xanthic kind of shivering, a fluid little ruddering. I'm beating every clutter of the malice in the palace. I'm cruising and I am oozing, and I'm always overfusing all the static and the bruising of the glaucus in the flux. It's a primal little fable with the soda plated table, and I'm leaning on the gable at the paradox and crux. Flocks color warm throbbing, making every image mutate amid a fountain to replicate, but the fist is clutching to the loam. The anatomy holds the resin amid the coating of the blazer as a fragment on the script amid the echoes of the dome. Prism refraction, let the spectrum dry, trailing the aura where the heavy colors lie. Swift animal weighted long, leaving the silence unstrung amid the flux colored ether where the frequencies are drawn. Amid the flux colored ether where the frequencies are drawn. Yeah. Check the kaleidoscope and the periscope. The meter is scorching through the scope amid the slope amid the heavy impact.
holds the swing and the propulsion and the bit of little speculation, and the nerve is no deviation amid the fact the anima is the cosmograph pilot amid the soul of the behemoth, and the forces breaking quietude amid the heat holds no trepidation amid the biology, amid the chronograph, amid the cartography, and the blues sample guitar is the only beat, high fidelity reaping amid the binding of the winding of the amulet on the fingers. The eagle seizes the fulcrum of the gyroscope, and the being holds a stature as the one who never hinders. Silterman, the anatomy, and the road is a crooked little gully pointing to the middle of the forgotten pit. Ego is the master of the meter, moving past the orbit with the swing that is never ever gonna be split. Prism refraction, let the spectrum drag, trailing the aura where the heavy colors lag. Swift anima waited long, leaving the silence unstrung amid the flux-colored ether, where the frequencies are drawn. Amid the flux-colored ether, where the frequencies are drawn. Yeah. Xanthic hallucinations, reason essence, end of the spectrum.
I'm scamming the sextant with the focus of the precept, and I'm finding every aspect of the zenith in the void. Got the sable kind of stretching in the murky little etching, and I'm beating every fetching of the parsecs to be void. I'm tracking and I'm mapping, and I'm always self-adapting. All the static in the trapping of the orbit in the mind. It's a cute little chronicle with a rugged glass spectacle. I'm leaning on the pinnacle of the scars that are aligned. Aureate, warmth, throbbing, making every vision mutate amid the galaxy to replicate. But the fist is clutching to the lens. The anatomy holds the quartz amid the lining of the jacket as a fragment on the packet. Amid the science and the cleanse, celestial the zodiac track, tracking the glimmer where the astral waste lag. Swift logic, weighted slightly, leaving the atmosphere beyond. Amid the murky fume where the constellation is all bound. Check the astrolabe in the longitude, the rhythm is scorching through the latitude, amid the magnitude, amid the heavy holds the swing and the propulsion in the bit, a little observation, and the nerve is no deviation amid the fact the psyche is the cosmograph pilot amid the soul of the Orion, and the forces breaking quietude amid the heat holds no trepidation amid the quintessence, amid the nadir, amid the cartography, and the bluesy sample guitars the only beat. High fidelity weeping amid the binding of the winding or the talisman on the fingers. The ego seizes the fulcrum of the pendulum, and the being holds the stature as the one who never lingers. Celestial at the zodiac track, tracking the glimmer where the astral waves lag. Swift logic, weighted psych, leaving the objects beyond. And in the murky fume where the constellation is law bound. Aureate hallucinations, quartz essence, end of the zenith.
surging through the bitumen with the charge of the magnesium, and I'm mapping every rapidity of the catalyst in the soot. Got a cinema kind of velocity and a sturdy little viscosity, and I'm beating every animosity of the gravity in the boot. I'm sprinting and I'm venting, and I'm always self-augmenting all the static and the denting of the meridian in the flesh. It's a distillation fable with a tungsten plated table, and I'm leaning on the gable at the tension of the mesh. Barrel color warm throbbing, making every vision mutate amid a furnace to replicate, but the fist is clutching to the slag. The anatomy holds the sulfide amid the lining of the tunic as a fragment on the relic amid the pressure and the drag.
Barrel oscillation, let the distillation drag, trailing the flux where the heavy essence lag. Sharp consciousness, weighted stature, leaving the absence beyond in the wench color cloud where the centrifuge is all bound.
Yeah. Check the viscosity and the inertia. The meter is scorching through the reversal amid the dispersal, amid the heavy cloud. Got the slam and the rebound and the bitter little profound, and I'm never gonna astound when the valves begin to spout. The stature is the centrifuge pilot amid the soul of the Leviathan, and the forces breaking quietude amid the heat. Holds no apprehension amid the morphology, amid the cyclotron, amid the lithography, and the Bluesy sample guitar is the only beat. High fidelity reaping amid the binding of the winding of the talisman on the fingers. The ego seizes the fulcrum of the dynamo when the being holds the action as the one who never lingers. Suit amid the vitals, and the route is indirect. Little vector pointing to the middle of the molten crypt. The ego is the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with a swing that is never ever gonna be gripped.
Let the distillation drag, trailing the flux where the heavy essence lag. Sharp consciousness, weighted stature, leaving the absence beyond in the wench color cloud where the centrifuge is all bound. Cinnabar hallucination, magnesium essence, end of the centrifuge. Through the jasper with the vision of the indigo, finding every whisper in the middle of the afterglow. Got an amber kind of motion and a steady little grace. I'm beating every pressure from the shadows in this place. I am drifting, I'm shifting, I am always self-unwinding, leaving all the static and the heavy dust behind me. It's a monolith fable on a walnut-plated table, standing on the gable where the spirit is still able. Jasper, heat tremble, making every image mutate. In a canyon to resemble, but the hand is clutching fate. Indigo vibration at the twilight drag, tracking the pulse where the heavy hours lag. Yeah. Slow intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence beyond in the amber color fume where the silence is all bound.
Check the geometry in the silent chronicle. The flow is moving easy through the rugged glass spectacle. Got the thud and the clatter and the mellow little chatter, and I'm never gonna shatter when the visions start to scatter. I am the plateau pilot with the power of the riot, but I'm keeping everything quiet while the universe is engaged. No terror in the marrow, and the path is long and narrow, and the blues is sample guitar is the only thing paged. High fidelity grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the relic on the hand.
essence in the vitals and the root is clear, pointing to the middle of the atmosphere. I am the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with a rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fault. Indigo vibration, let the twilight drag, tracking the pulse where the heavy hours lay. Yeah. Slow intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence beyond. In the amber color fume where the silence is all bound, where the silence is all bound. Jasper visions, indigo core.
Drifting through the obsidian with the eyes of the chartreuse, finding every hidden thread while the logic is on the loose. Got a sepia kind of vision and a steady little flow. I'm beating every tension from the shadows down below. I am gliding, I am pacing, I am always self-erasing, leaving all the static and the heavy mist behind me. It's an ivory fable on the parchment covered table, standing on the ledge where the spirit is still stable. Obsidian tend to tremor, making every image mutating the forest to resemble, but the hand is clutching fate. Chartreuse resonance at the hollow tag, chasing the signal where the heavy minutes lag. Intellect, weight alone is leaving the absence far in the sepia vapor where the spirits finally are. Yeah, check the geography in the silent testament. The flow is moving easy through the rugged glass element. Got the thud in the swing and the mellow little thing, and I'm never gonna falter when the vision start to ring. I am the cavern pilot with the power of the riot, but I'm keeping everything quiet while the mycelium is engaged. No terror in the fiber when the path is long and narrow, and the Bluesy sample guitar is the only thing pays. High fidelity grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the relic on the hand. Essence in the vitals and the route is clear, pointing to the middle of the atmosphere. I am the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with a rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fault. Chartreuse resonance at the hollow track, chasing the signal where the airy minutes lay. Party intellect, weight alone is leaving the absence far in the sepia vapor where the spirits finally are. City and vision,
gold star, and I'm finding every parallax in the middle of the ship. It got a bismuth kind of glister and a deadly little blister, and I'm beating every sister of the demons in the valley. Yeah. I'm piercing and I'm fueling, and I'm constantly overruling all the friction and the dueling of the monsters in the deep void. It's a jagged little fable with the mic, a plated table, and I'm never feeling stable with the gravity that I'm cloyed. Pewter like tremble, making every molecule assemble in the canyon to resemble, but I'm clinging to the mica dust. I got the tantalum inside of the linings of the jacket, like a mallet on the packet of the racket in the upper crust. Opal tremor, let the gravity clutch, seeking the glint that the fingers can't touch. Yeah, frantic neuron, heavy breath, leaving the silence death in the pewter vapor where the spirits find their sheets. Check the tectonics and the mnemonics, I'm breaking the harmonics inside of the cavern with the heavy cloud. Got the thud and the rattle and the bitter little battle, and I'm never gonna straddle when the tides begin to spout. I'm a parallax pilot with the power of the riot, and I'm crushing every quiet while the chasm is engaged. Got no terror in the viscera when the error is a giant burr, and the clean blues riffs are the only thing staged. Low frequency grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the strata on the hand. I seize the apex of the attraction, and I'm holding the own of a man who can never be trapped in the middle of the land. Tantalum in the sinew, and the vision is a menu of the chaos in the middle of the unseen black. I am the master of the friction, moving past the fiction with addiction that is never ever gonna make it back. Opal tremor, let the gravity clutch, seeking the glint that the fingers can't touch. Yeah, frantic groan, heavy breath, leaving the silence death in the pewter vapor where the spirits find their sheep. Bismuth visions, vortex. With the vision of the absinthe, and I'm finding every hyacinth with the fever in the grime. Got a cadmium kind of shudder and a heavy little run. I'm beating every clutter of the seconds on the time. I'm creeping and I'm leaping, and I'm always over keeping all the static and the weeping of the shadow in the vein. It's an anthracite fable with iridium table, and I'm standing on a gable in the middle of the pain. Viridian he tremble, making every molecule assemble in a tunnel to resemble, but I'm clinging to the wick. I got the nicotine inside of the lining of the pocket, like a bullet on the socket of the menthol and the thick
Cadmium throb,
let the darkness drag,
stalking the glow where the heavy soul lies.
yeah.
Swift vision, heavy breath, leaving the hollow underneath. In the viridian vapor where the spirits find their sheep.
Check the tendon and the viscera, I'm blazing through the chamber on the side of the camera with a heavy cloud. Got the bash and the clatter and the venomous chatter, and I'm never gonna shatter when I'm taking every route. I am the labyrinth warden with the power of the pardon, and I'm tilling up the garden while the engine is engaged. Got no horror in the ligament, the world is just a figment, and the blues of sample guitar is the only thing staged. Low frequency grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the venom on the hand. I seize the verdicts of the attraction, and I'm holding the own of a man who can never be trapped in the middle of the land. Cognition in the sinew and the pathway is a narrow little arrow pointing to the middle of the fossil vault. I am the master of the friction, moving past addiction with a rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fault.
Got me enthralled,
Let the darkness drag.
stalking the glow where the heavy soul lies.
Yeah.
Swift vision, heavy breath leaving the hollow underneath. In the viridian vapor, where the spirits find their sheath. Anthracite visions,
Iridium core.
end of labyrinth.
Ego is etching on the ebony amid the intent of the alchemist, and the form is finding the catalyst amid the sod. Holds a celadon, kinda luster, and a sturdy little muster, and the brain is beating the cluster amid the shrine of God. The soul is harvesting and distilling and always overfilling the static and the killing of the itcher amid the vein. It's a nomad saga amid a rhodium base, and the body is standing at the case amid the center of the plane. Parrot at warmth, throbber, making every image mutate amid a canyon to replicate, but the hand is clutching to the sand. The form holds tellurium amid the sleeve of the tunic. There's a fragment on the artifact amid the desert land.
Alabaster surge and the phantom drag,
Trailing the ghost where the dry spirits lag. Fast intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence beyond. Amid the garnet fume, where the ancestry is all bound.
Check the hieroglyph and the obelisk. The flow is scorching through the risk amid the disc, amid the heavy impact. Holds a slam in the reverberation and the bitter little observation, and the will is never hesitation amid the act. The form is the mirage commander amid the soul of the man, a core, and the force is breaking resistance amid the heat. Holds no terror amid the anatomy, amid the error, amid your mirror, and the blue sample guitar is the only beat. High tension, reaping amid the binding of the winding of the artifact on the fingers. The eagle seizes the summit of the magnet, and the being holds the action as the one who never lingers. Echo amid the tendon, and the rod is an arrow, little arrow pointing to the middle of the sacred crypt. The ego is the ruler of the wisdom, moving past the system with the cadence that is never ever gonna be gripped. Be gripped, be gripped.
Alabaster surge and the phantom drag, trailing the ghost where the dry spirits lag. Fast intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence beyond. Amid the garnet fume, where the ancestry is all bound. Ebony vision, tellurium core, end of the alchemy.
with the weight of the scrap state, and I'm finding every dead weight of the gears in the soil. Got a verdigris kinda staining and a heavy little draining, and I'm beating every straining of the snakes as they coil. I'm crunching and I'm punching and I'm always self-unwinding every static and the binding of the lichen on the soul. It's a clockwork fable with a flexible fiber cable, and I'm standing on the lever at the bottom of the hole. Malachite warm throbbing, making every vision mutate amid a ruin to replicate, but the fist is clutching to the rust. The body holds a sprocket amid the lining of the pocket as a fragment on the socket amid the detritus and dust.
Bronze cadence, let the decay pull, trailing the vine where the ancient gears love. Yeah, swift fiber weighted organ, leaving the wreckage beyond.
Amid the sage-colored fume where the overgrowth is all bound. Check the pendulum and the spandrel. The flow is scorching through the mandrel. Amid the hand, amid the heavy impact, holds the clatter and the acceleration and the bitter little calculation, and the nerve is no agitation amid the fact. The form is the orchard commander amid the soul of the centipede, and the force is breaking resistance amid the heat. Holds no terror amid the physiology, amid the epoch, amid the gorgon and the blues is sampled. The tar is the only beat. High tension reaping amid the binding and winding of the relic on the fingers. The ego seizes the axis of the statter, and the being holds the action as the one who never wanders. Tender amid the structure, and the root is a jagged little fissure pointing to the middle of the ruined vault. The ego is the anchor of the wisdom, moving past the system with a cadence that is never ever gonna find a fall. Bronze cadence, let the decay pull, trailing the vine where the ancient gears up. Yeah, swift fiber weighted organ, leaving the wreckage beyond. Amid the sage-colored fume where the overgrowth is all bound. Bronze cadence, bronze vision, verdigris call, end of the overgrowth. Stalking through the vellum with the vision of the antulum. I'm finding every bellum for the cipher in the dust. Got a mustard kind of staining and a heavy little raining, and I'm beating every straining of the ink upon the trust. I'm pacing and I'm erasing, I'm always self-embracing all the static and the tracing of the glyph within the vein. It's a papyrus fable with a cast iron table, and I'm standing at the label of the lexicon of pain. Mauve light shiver, making every spirit quiver in a monastery river, but I'm clinging to the wax. I got the arsenic inside of the lining of the jacket, like a mallet on the packet of the runes upon the stage. Cold throb,
Let the archive,
tracking the ink where the heavy secret lag.
yeah,
Swift intellect, weighted nerve, leaving the absence beyond.
amid the incense fume,
Where the grimoire is all bound.
yeah, wow.
Check the NQ
globulin, the formula. The flow is scorching through the scapula, amid the tone, amid the heavy impact. Holds the quill and the vibration and the bitter little observation, and the will is no hesitation in the act. The form is the grimoire commander amid the soul of the salamander, and the force is breaking quietude amid the heat. Holds no terror amid the philology, amid chronology, amid the high geography, and the blues are sampled. The guitar's the only beat, high tension, reaping amid the binding of the winding of the scroll on the fingers. The ego seizes the axis of the talisman, and the being holds the action as the one who never lingered. Venom amid the sinew, and the route is a narrow little arrow pointing to the middle of the sacred crypt. The ego is the ruler of the wisdom, moving past the system with a cadence that is never ever gonna be
Charcoal fly, let the art chat.
Tracking the ink where the heavy secret lies.
Yeah.
Swift intellect, weight and nerve, leaving the absence beyond.
Amid the incense fume,
Where the grimoire is all bound.
charcoal fly.
Vellum vision, arsenic core, end of the lexicon.
Charcoal fly.
Drifting through the obsidian with the eyes of the chartreuse, finding every hidden thread while the logic is on the loose. Got a sepia kind of vision and a steady little flow. I'm beating every tension from the shadows down below. I am gliding, I am pacing, I am always self-erasing, leaving all the static and the heavy mist behind me. It's an ivory fable on the parchment covered table, standing on the ledge where the spirit is still stable. Obsidian tend to tremor, making every image mutating the forest to resemble, but the hand is clutching fate. Chartreuse resonance at the hollow cat, chasing the signal where the heavy minutes lag. Intellect, weight alone is leaving the absence far in the sepia vapor where the spirits finally are. Yeah, check the geography in the silent testament. The flow is moving easy through the rugged glass element. Got the thud in the swing and the mellow little thing, and I'm never gonna falter when the vision start to ring. I am the caravan pilot with the power of the riot, but I'm keeping everything quiet while the mycelium is engaged. No terror in the fiber when the path is long and narrow, and the Bluesy sample guitar is the only thing pays. High fidelity grinding while I'm constantly binding every chapter of the winding of the relic on the hand. Essence in the vitals and the route is clear, pointing to the middle of the atmosphere. I am the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with a rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fault. Chartreuse resonance at the hollow track, chasing the signal where the hairy minutes lag. Party intellect, weight alone is leaving the absence far in the sepia vapor where the spirits finally are. City and vision, mycelium core, end of the echo.
the turquoise, through the garden of the umber, waking from the noise, in the middle of the slumber. Got an opaline kind of vision and a velvet little pace. I am beating every tension from the shadows in this space. I am drifting, I am shifting, I am always self-unfolding, leaving all the friction and the heavy dusk I'm holding. It's a spore-filled fable on a cedar-scented table, standing on the moss where the spirit is still able. Turquoise tinted tremble, making every vision mutate in a grove to resemble, but the hand is clutching fate. Umber oscillation, let the garden drag, chasing the sand where the heavy pollen lands. Yeah. Soft intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence far in an opaline cloud where the spirits finally are. Check the humidity in the silent testament. The flow is moving easy through the humid green element. Got the thud and the swing and the mellow little thing, and I'm never gonna falter when the forest starts to ring. I am the rising pilot with the power of the riot, but I'm keeping everything quiet while the flora is engaged. No terror in the fiber when the path is long and narrow, and the bluesy sample guitar is the only thing paged. High fidelity binding while I'm constantly unwinding every chapter of the winding of the relic on the head. Do within the vitals and the root is clear, pointing to the middle of the atmosphere. I am the master of the wisdom, moving past the system with a rhythm that is never ever gonna find a fall. Umber oscillation, let the garden drag, chasing the scent where the heavy pollen lay. Soft intellect, weighted chest, leaving the absence far when an opaline cloud where the spirits finally are. Turquoise hallucination, velvet essence.